All right, we're on Thursday's notes, part 2. We have 2 questions left, 11 and 12. So let's look at 11. This 4 is a problem. We want to move that 4 over so that we have 0 on one side. So go ahead and start the problem by adding 4 to both sides. Now on the left, we want to look for a GCF, which I don't see any common factors. So we can't have a GCF. It doesn't follow a perfect square, perfect cube pattern. So we're looking for what we did Tuesday, your basic factoring, which is factors of 7. Well, there's only one choice for 7, 1 times 7. And then 4, so it's either going to be a 4 and a 1 or a 2 and a 2. We'll have to keep track of what we try. So what do you want to try first? We kind of want a big number. We're trying to get 29 here. So maybe we should go with a 4, because 7 times 4 is 28. So we're going to go with a 4 and a 1. So that will give me 28 x's. This will give me 1x. Can that give me negative 29? Yep, if they're both negative, I'll have 29 negatives. And check your third term, or your last term. Negative 1 is the last term, negative 4 is the last term. Those multiply together to positive 4. So I have my factors here on the first try. My factors are 7x minus 1, x minus 4. Set each piece equal to 0. So 7x minus 1 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0, and solve these separately. So over here you're going to add 1 to both sides. And then you're going to divide by 7 to get x by itself. So your answers are 4 and 1/7. You could check those. Plug in 4 for x. You should get negative 4. Plug in 1/7 here and here. You should get negative 1/4. Again, I would leave your answer as a fraction. Okay, one left. Number 12. We have a 0 on the right side. Well, it doesn't matter which side, but get one side of the equal sign to have a 0. And then on the other side, look for a GCF, look for these patterns, or just do your regular factoring that we learned Tuesday. Do you see a GCF on the left side? They all have a 3. They all have at least 2 x's. So let's divide by 3x squared. So when I divide the first term by 3x squared, I'm left with x squared. Divide negative 9x to the third by 3x squared. And divide your third term by 3 and by x squared. Now, what's left is multiplied to be 0. So we could set each piece equal to 0, but it's going to be hard to set this quantity here equal to 0. So let's see if we can factor further into simpler factors. So the 3x squared is going to tag along, and we're going to factor what's left here further. So what multiplies to x squared is 1x and 1x. For 18, we have 1 and 18, 2 and 9, or 3 and 6. What do you think would be a good idea if we're trying to get 3 negatives? Probably the 3 and the 6 would be good. And which one would need to be negative? The 6. You could draw your arrows to check your work. That's going to make 3 times negative 6, negative 18. Everything is working out. So now that I have my factors, this is a 6, I'm going to set each of these factors equal to 0. So 3x squared equals 0. X plus 3 is 0, and x minus 6 equals 0. Okay, from there, you're just going to get an answer for this one. You're going to get 6, negative 3, Over here, you might do it in 2 steps if that's more comfortable for you. Divide both sides by 3, and you get x squared. Divide by 3, you get 0. And then if I were to square root both sides, I would get 0. So this actually gives me an answer because it's not just a number, it has an x with it. So there should be an x value for an answer. Unlike here, where there was a negative, there was no x. Here, this outside coefficient has an x value, so that may lead to another solution. So this one has 3 answers, 0, -3, and 6. All right, we're done. Go ahead and start your homework and let me know what questions you have.